What's going on, everybody? Just let's take a moment to really be honest about what's actually what has happened, because we reached AI and I think we forgot how different things are. Because back in the day, you could sit down and watch TV and say, man, I wish I could be on TV. Well, we take for granted that these YouTube channels is basically our own little TV. And I just want to say shout out to technology, because today we're going to talk about some AI, but I had to give credit where credit is due, because we didn't have these opportunities back in my younger days. Not everybody. I mean, of course, the further you go back, the less you have. But anyways, let's get on with what I want to talk about today. So today I want to bring to everybody's attention that this artificial intelligence optimization is something we need to be doing for our business. I just call this AIO. I know that's acronyms have different meanings, but for the sake of today, I'm calling this AIO, and that allows us to just say AIO instead of artificial intelligence optimization. Okay, so we agree on that. Let's move on. So what I want to bring to everybody's attention today is that we are in a position now where we've been using SEO for quite some time, but now we need to change and transition to something different. So it's not completely gone. SEO, that is. SEO is not completely gone, but we definitely need to put more of an emphasis on the optimization for AI, right? So let's go ahead and move on into this. So SEO as we know it is changing. People are increasingly using AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, and Claude instead of, your traditional search engines. So our goal is to now position our business so that when someone asks AI platforms a question, that makes your brand the featured or prominent information that shows up in that as that answer. And that's really what we want to do. But this shift is not just a trend. It's the future. We're all starting to use AI. So optimizing for AI driven visibility means your brand stays relevant, you remain authoritative and visible for all your customers when they are doing searches using these things as they become more and more comfortable with it. I know SEO is the step. I would love to draw a picture, because SEO is almost like the ladder to AIO. If you have your SEO set up and everything is going well with SEO, going to artificial intelligence is a little bit easier. Let's just make it in plain, simple terms here. Think about the fact that if you're the one that's searching, but think about AI as if you have someone working for you. This is your assistant. They are doing what you told them to do. That is what artificial intelligence is. That's what these AI platforms, these large language models are doing. You are telling it what it is. You are telling it who to be. You're telling it what to go get. So this person works for you versus you doing the search. You have somebody now at your disposal to do the search for you. Now that is kind of leveraged. I mean, that's you have different levels. So if you have certain levels of AI access, so let's say you have a pro account or you have a plus account, whatever different levels of account access you have, kind of determines whether or not you really are running that AI at max capacity, for the lack of better terms. Okay, so that's kind of where we want to go with that. Now let's go on to probably not just isolated to the Army. I have 21 years in the Army behind me, so now I want to talk about it in this way. We always talk about bottom line up front. People don't have a lot of time to get information out, so just jump to the important part. Okay, so authoritative content, needs to be created. we'll have to start by creating highly credible, like expert level content. And because AI prefers stuff to be clear and it needs to be factual and it needs to have an authoritative source. So that's not always going to be your website, but you can achieve that in a couple different ways. The content needs to be AI friendly. So content needs to be structured so it's easy for AI to identify the answers. So you got to think about the FAQs and bullet points that you want to highlight to use those things. And then, of course, if you have somebody who can manage schema markups for you, that would be also an outstanding thing as well, because that's definitely gonna. But you might already have that if you already have SEO going, somebody managing SEO for you. So then you got to go with a strategic digital presence. What does that mean? Well, we'll strengthen your digital footprint by getting your brand on authoritative sites. So if there's some type of local, if there's another site that talks about your industry, you got to try to find your way onto that. That'll help. It's not the only way, but it's definitely a great way to do it, because let's say you're on Forbes. If your business is on Forbes and you're talking about a specific industry, it's a great place to be to get AI to pick you up. Improving your reviews is another way. That's something you can do directly, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes when you get those real short reviews, it's like 10 out of 10 recommend, I love this place, and they don't give any substance in their reviews. You can't say, hey, can you do that again? Because your review ain't helping my SEO, or your review is not helping my search engine optimization or my optimization for AI. I need you to go run that back and do that again. You're probably not going to get that review coming back at you, because they're going to be looking at you like, I was nice enough to leave you a review and now I feel differently about it, so I'm probably not going to leave you a different review. So you can get in there and you can answer that review that you got with a thank you, and then include the information and what service you did for that person or what product you sold to them. And that information will also get fed into this AI receiving, I'm kind of mixing my words up here. Like, it'll be easier for AI to consume that, because now that information is published, right there on the review. So you want to make sure that you improve those reviews, and then you clearly define your company as a thought leader. You're like, Shock, I'm a plumber. Like, how do I make myself a thought leader? Well, maybe you could talk about some things that people don't understand. Maybe the industry, I genuinely do believe that the trade industry does need more people. They need people to be more interested in what trade industries do. So even something as small as that, and then you add in the things that you do for your client, that's definitely something that could be, putting yourself in a position as a thought leader. I can't really cover all these things, right? So, and then you're going to want to keep monitoring what's going on. So you can't just set this up and then just let it go. You have to check in and see, how is what I'm doing working? Okay, how do I make sure that these things are working? I need to test this. So I think these are the things that you just need to do up front to get this going in the first place. Okay, so this is the last little slide I put together here. I know it's a lot, okay, but what you need to be doing for sure is testing. Everything with AI, listen to me, everything with AI right now is a test. You should be testing to see if AI, it can perform this for you. I'm talking about from your left and right limits. How much can you make it do? It's not always supposed to just think for you. Sometimes it can take what you already thought of and expand upon what you already thought of. But you want to use this thing in so many tests. If you're a business owner, I really think you should be testing AI daily. For something related to what you're doing, you should definitely be testing daily. Even if you just jump on ChatGPT once a day and say something about, you are introduce it to your industry. You are this person, you do this thing. Maybe some suggestions from the staff could be this. What comments do you think a staff member would have about this industry? I don't know. Play with it. Just think of all the different things that you can put in and have it do for you. So you're going to be testing the visibility for sure. But these immediate first steps is you're going to create some templates. So you need to design some templates for FAQs and structured content. This will make the information extremely accessible for AI. So the templates are designed to speak to AI. The templates are not designed to speak to people. The templates you're going to make are designed for AI. Okay. So this is something that can be repeatable. This is also something that you can share with other people in the business. The knowledge doesn't have to die with one person, because you can add this stuff to like SOPs, right? So step 2, you need to train a team. It's not just you, the business owner, that is responsible for knowing this. You should have a team, because let's just say simply said, more brains is better than one. And you might have an idea, but if you have 3 or 4 brains working on contributing to your AI optimization, you're going to be much better off, because there's more people to think about it. All the things that you said that they didn't say, and everybody will feed off of each other. So you got to train this internal team to create this AI friendly content consistently, ensuring that everything that they publish follows a best practice, because you did what? You tested. So the test that you did is going to give you those best practices, right? So, and I'm not specifically talking about a actual marketing company, because it gets a little deeper in the weeds with them. But I'm talking about within your business, that team that you build. So as I said before, they're testing. So what you kind of got to do is go onto the platforms that you want to test. Go on to ChatGPT, go on to Gemini, go on to Copilot, go on to these large language models and check out what it knows about your business. See how far you have gone, the things you've done, all of the information and content that you've added that you think is set up well for AI. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Check it, test it. Use some blank accounts. Now, your account might be a little contaminated, because if you did any type of building of anything and you already told your account what your business is, it's not going to give you a true reflection of what everybody else will see. So you got to make sure that you have some testers to work on those kind of things. But you want to document the things that do come up, because that might be how you need to change your format to get yourself to that to that level. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, you need to set up a monitoring dashboard. I recommend using something like Notion or any other kind of like teamwork thing. So you want to have somewhere where you can basically track everything that you guys have done and put the things that work into place. Because if you're not tracking what you did and you don't know what works well, how can you possibly refine anything? Because the goal is what? The goal is optimization. We're trying to optimize. So we have to test, we have to get the data, we have to record it, we have to put it somewhere, and we have to make sure that that information is all collected to help us make the decision we need to make to continue in the right direction for optimization for AI. So I don't want to necessarily overwhelm anybody, but I just wanted to put this out there and have, an option for people to look at and say, maybe I could do these things, or maybe I could hire some people to do these things. And in fact, I know of a couple of folks that would be really good at setting you up for, your schema, those kind of things. I don't really do that. I mainly focus on content. But if you need help with these things, feel free to contact me through my website at www.get, as in get lifted, lfted.com. All my contact information is there. I will see you in that location. Bye.